This week's podcast is sponsored by Montcast, a brand new podcast covering video game news and esports. Check them out on iTunes right now. Links are in the description below. Hi and welcome to episode 49 of Nintendo Podcast System. I'm one of the hosts, I'm Jack Gordon, and I'm here with the wonderful Sam Spade himself.
Hello people.
Hi Sam, how are we doing?
I'm good. Are you good?
I'm all good.
Alive?
I'm surviving. I've been a bit ill the last couple of days, but I'm alright at the moment. I'm trying to soldier my way through.
There's stuff going round. I'm going around with garlic and cross.
Oh God! Oh, I hope not. I was wondering what that smell was. So.
Oh God!
Oh God!
Oh, great way to start off.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what's new with Sam? Has anything happened this week or last couple of weeks?
I got older.
You got older? Oh yeah, it was your birthday, wasn't it?
Blah. Just a number. I don't care. I had fun. Saw family. Saw friends. Had a laugh.
Did you get up to anything for your birthday? Get anything like Nintendo wise or?
I didn't like. I had already. I'll talk about it later, but I already ordered a game, so I was just like, do you know what? Money's fine. It'll help cover it and stuff. So it was pretty good. I won't spoil it just yet. I'll talk about it in what we've been playing.
Okay, cool. I'm looking forward to it. So this episode might be a little bit different. There's unfortunately no Matt again because he's too busy getting ready for Easter.
Slack, jeez.
he's still trying to find a Valentine's Day gift for his invisible girlfriend. I think that's what it is. He's a very late gift. He forgot.
I have to find the invisible puppy to make her happy.
That's it. Yeah, that will work. Yeah. So, yeah. We will sort of try and soldier on without him. So, there's been all sorts of things going on in the last couple of weeks. We might have missed a couple of bits in the news, but hopefully we can get as much covered this week as possible. Mm-hmm. As you might have heard earlier, this episode is sponsored by Montcast, which is, like I said, a brand new podcast covering video game news and esports. So please check them out. And with that, I think we shall go straight into what have we been playing.
Sweet.
this is what we've been playing, and this week I've not really been playing very much at all. So I don't know what I'm going to be speaking about here.
God damn it, Jack! Letting the sign down and Nintendo.
I've really like been slacking this week, Nintendo wise. But I did have a quick sort of go with. We went and visited Kat's sister and brother-in-law, who, if you don't know, is James, who works for Nintendo. But he basically wanted to show me one of the games he's been playing quite a lot of, and that was Mario Rabbids.
Oh.
Yeah. So which I've not really played a lot of. I've bought it for Kat for Christmas, and I don't think we've even opened it yet. So that's how far we got to that. But I just wanted to sort of give a quick shout out for it, because there's an excellent versus mode in the game.
Ooh, I've yet to get to that, but I shall have a look.
The problem with versus mode in Mario Rabbids is that it's not online.
Oh.
So you can only play local play with it, which is generally quite annoying.
Slight letdown. Oh,
but
never
it
mind.
is literally just like the story mode in Mario Rabbids, where you've got the 3 characters against another 3 characters, and you basically got to hide around walls, guard against things, and use certain techniques to beat the other players.
God, I struggle enough in that game just to avoid any of the enemies. It's bloody difficult.
Yeah, it does have a different sort of aspect when you're playing against someone, definitely. I mean, James was sort of teaching me some of the aspects of actual movement and gun gameplay in it, because I've literally never touched it before. And from what I played of it sort of reminds me quite a bit of a like tactical games like Advance Wars and Fire Emblem sort of style, but it's also got the cutesy Mario and Rabbids sort of characters in it, so it's got a bit of everything for everyone. But the versus mode itself is actually really quite challenging. You can set different modes in it and different timers and things, so if you wanted to do a 10-turn match or something like that, you can do that and make players play a bit quicker than normal.
That sounds interesting. So it really makes you have to think outside the box, if you're especially giving yourself a turn limit.
That's it. The problem with not having a turn limit is that people could just literally run away around in circles around you and trying to avoid things. So there's quite a bit to that. But there's also like extra items and stuff that you can collect as you go around in like special like question mark boxes, and they're like power up weapons and things that are better against other people. But you can also use like you can in the main modes, like you can use characters to do an extra jump to different higher areas or further away, so you can combo those with 2 characters and try and get the items before the other player. So it can be quite intense. I think I actually lost on it, but I was quite impressed with how far we got, kind of thing, because it ended up being with 1 character left each, and I literally just died on the fact that Luigi has a special attack.
All right.
So if you move in front of Luigi's line of sight, he basically gets 2 attacks.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, rather than the normal 1 attack. So if someone, you can have like Mario, for instance, if he's standing in front of you, you walk in front of him, he will shoot you. But with Luigi, he'll do it twice, kind of thing. So yeah, it's kind of annoying. But at least now I learned how to use it and use each character. They've got different abilities. You can only choose 3 from I believe it's 7, 8 characters in the game at the moment. And I think Donkey Kong is coming soon as well, as an extra update.
Yeah, so I saw there was talk of Donkey Kong coming soon, so that'll be interesting.
I'm not sure if the Rabbids version of Donkey Kong's coming as well. That's the other thing I wasn't so sure about. So.
I doubt it. He's a boss in the main story.
But that's the thing. But all the Rabbids in the versus mode is also available, as well as the main characters. So I don't know whether it would just be Donkey Kong or it will be the Rabbid as well. I don't know. It'd be really weird, but you know, maybe.
Might have to wait and see, I guess.
Have to wait and see. But yeah, overall, yeah, quite a fun game. Might be one I'll be picking up the next couple of weeks if it's like, cheap enough. I said it's a bit annoying it's not online, but hopefully it's something they could include soon. But it does have like video recording capabilities, like you can with like the 10-second videos or whatever it is.
Oh, the 30-second video
30
when you hold the
seconds,
home
sorry.
button.
That's it, yeah.
Photo button. Yeah, that's it.
So it's one of not many games that's got that at the moment, so which is interesting.
Sweet.
Other than that, I don't think I've really played them much on the Switch at all, really.
Oh.
But I did play a little bit of Pokemon Red last week, which
Nice.
was random. It's it's quite a sort of nostalgia thing. I sort of wanted to play through Pokemon Red, then Pokemon Silver, and then possibly pick up the Crystal because that just come up the last couple of weeks. It's
Oh,
been
yeah.
released for 3DS.
Nice.
It's got its own sort of little story segment added on involving Suicune. And it's not something I've really played much of, so I was quite interested to give it a go. But yeah, it's weird because I've actually been picking up and playing a bit more 3DS than I've been playing Switch at the moment, which is very strange. So, bit of Monster Hunter because I played Monster Hunter 4 on the 3DS, but I've also picked up the new one for Xbox One.
Oh, right, okay.
And I've got to say that is one fantastic game. I can't knock anything in it. It's just if you like the Monster Hunter games on the 3DS, you're going to love the Xbox One or PS4 version.
I've got to wait for the PC version.
It's going to be a bit of a wait, but I think it's 110% worth it. It's literally a phenomenal Monster Hunter game. It's got everything from the other games, and even more so the fact that it's graphically stunning. And I think the best part of the new Monster Hunter games is the fact that it's no load screens between areas.
Oh, right, okay.
So where you had to sort of jump from 1 to number 2.
It's literally all merged and integrated.
It's literally all merged in together, all in one big massive map, and it sounds stupid, but it just makes it so much easier to navigate round.
Fair enough. I will have to torture myself a little bit longer.
Oh, what I did pick up though, before I forget, with my Amazon Christmas vouchers, I picked up a SNES Mini.
Oh, you lucky bugger!
Yeah.
Oh,
so
jealous.
I mentioned this on the vlog I did a couple of weeks back, and basically I had a voucher coupon come up for Amazon it was like a big thanks for February special offers kind of thing. Basically you got a tenner off any order you wanted, anything, with the code big thanks. I don't know if it's still working. If it's still working, give it a go, see what happens. But yeah, put big thanks and you get tenner off, and I had like 30 quid's worth of Amazon vouchers as well.
Oh.
So I ended up getting the what should be £60 I think normally the SNES Mini. I think it's around 60, 65, something around there. And I think I got it for about 28 in the end, so I can't complain really.
God, 28 quid for a SNES Mini, you lucky.
Yeah.
So and so.
You get the two controllers with it, but what you don't get is the power plug, which is odd. You get a USB wire, which you can plug into any USB connection, and it works literally straight off of that. But yeah, that's the only thing that I found problematic with it, is the fact it didn't have a power plug with it, but you can buy them separately. So you get a few SNES games on there, but Super Mario World and things like that. Super Punch Out, I've been playing a bit of that.
Oh, nice.
But the one main reason why I got it is to play Star Fox 2, which was never released.
I knew something Star Fox was coming. He's gonna say Star Fox, isn't he?
Well, Starwing, the original SNES game, is in there as well. You got to play the first level of that to unlock Star Fox 2.
Oh, right, okay.
I think from playing Star Fox 2, because I played the original ROM which was out years ago on PC. You can download it wherever you want, but they put it onto the console, and I think they've gave it a bit more of a polish on there, and it runs really well, and you can sort of see the influence from Star Fox Zero on the Wii U that this game references, because there's a lot of the chicken walker thing from the changing the R-wing into a walker.
All right.
And there's a lot of that in this game in number 2, but it still feels like it's a half finished, not really there altogether game, and it's very short, but it's quite fun for a random pickup. It's weird how it's all set up, because you don't go to planets as such. You sort of chase after enemy space ships on a map screen, and then depending where you encounter them depends what kind of battle it is. So you could have like a space battle in the air, but if it's over a planet, you could just either go to one of their bases, or you could go to a certain spaceship you've got to destroy, and you literally got to fly inside this spaceship. And you've got the option of, you can stay as the R-Wing and fly around, or you can turn into the Walker and walk around, or as you do, you know.
Is there a tactical advantage to each, I'm guessing?
I think the Walker's easier to use because there's like medals and things to collect in each level.
Okay.
I don't know if it unlocks anything at the end, or if he gets something bonus-wise. I've not quite worked it out yet. But I think it's easier to collect those with the Walker than it is for the R-Wing itself. But yeah, I think overall, I think it was worth the £28 purchase to get that, definitely. So yeah, very happy with it. Don't know how much I'll be playing it after I'm sort of had my time with it. I might take it out to a few events in the next couple of months and see if it gets popular or not. I've got a couple of ideas. I've got a couple of ideas coming up for a few gaming quizzes and things which I'll be doing with Hampshire Gaming Hub, hopefully.
All right.
But other than that, yeah, it's just real fun. Great to play again. You know, SNES games are always sort of that weird one for me, because I never owned the SNES console itself. But it's nice to be able to play any of those like 20 or so games wherever you want, kind of thing, and just plug it in whenever. And it even has save files as well, so it's always pretty good. So,
oh, sweet.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty much covered me, to be honest. There's not a lot else I can think of. I've been playing a lot of Dragon Ball Z Fighters Z on the Xbox as well, but that's not on the Switch. Right. So I am gutted that the Monster Hunter World is not on the Switch, though. It's one of those. It's just
after like having like 3 or 4 of the Monster Hunter games on like the Wii U and the 3DS, and then it's like just not even on there now. It's like, oh.
Well, Double Cross is the like Generations 2 basically for is Double Cross is on the Japanese store, and you can download it and play it. But it's of course in Japanese, so you can't understand a word of it. And they're supposed to be translating it into for the Switch, so you can play it against people on the 3DS version and the Switch versions all together, which is a lovely idea. But we've heard nothing of it for months now, and it's like, well, is it coming or not?
You wonder if it's been sort of thrown into the trash can now. It's like,
I mean, people are still going to buy it on the 3DS as well, I think. I think just the fact that Monster Hunter was worked so well on that console.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to fade away as quickly as people think, you know, the 3DS.
I hope not. But
they seem like they're still supporting it, so, you know, it's one of those.
I'll just wait and see.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, Sam, have you got any games that you've been playing this week?
Yes, I have been playing Bayonetta 1 and 2 on the Switch, because
of course you have.
This is like the 4th version of Bayonetta 1 I've owned now, and the second version of Bayonetta 2. I've bought it 4 times. I just I keep giving. I bought it originally on the PS3, then I bought it on the Wii U. Yep. Then I bought it on Steam, and then I bought it on the Switch.
Brilliant.
So I can't help it.
I think you've got a good bit of a witch itch there, haven't you? You got to sort of play it every time. And
can't say no to Bayonetta. She's amazing, but it's good. It's really good. Like, people were a bit skeptical, like not much is happening and whatnot, but like, I watched a video, and I'll admit there are probably, like, it does lack on any extras or additionals, but they've improved, like, the graphical quality by a certain degree, and the frame rate is a good amount of improved. Especially when I played it, I thought this is a bit smoother than what the previous iterations of it were. But yeah, it was just fun to replay, and like, get back into it. And no, I love it. I absolutely love the game.
So my first question is, what's the real difference between this version and like the Wii U version, for instance? Is there anything different, or?
Like I said, it kind of comes down to like the graphical quality and the frame rate. There's no difference in terms of the story or anything like that. They kept they kept all the Nintendo skins, which is really fun.
Are they still under Amiibo? Like, do you have to unlock them with Amiibo? Or?
No, they're not Amiibo related. I don't think there's any Amiibo stuff. I was there thinking like, oh, have I missed it?
I'm sure with their Princess Peach and I think a Star Fox one that you could use.
There's Peach, Daisy, Star Fox, and Zelda and Samus.
Oh, there's quite a few then. That's interesting.
Yeah. No, they're quite fun, and they obviously affect like the world, and like the normal currency is like changed to rupees or coins or whatever's the relevant game. It's quite funny.
Cool. How does it run portably as well? Is it any?
I've heard it runs better portably.
Really?
Like literally, like I think it's very close to the same. It's like if you were to rate, say, Wii U, docked Switch and portable Switch, it'd be docked Switch is the best. It only suffers very slight lags.
Yep.
Undocked Switch is still pretty good. It dips a little lower, but it's still pretty strong. And then Wii U was generally considered like there were quite drops in frame rate, but nothing dramatic. It's probably the lowest was about 30 FPS.
Okay, that's pretty good then, really.
Like the Switch probably undocked probably drops to about just over 40, 45, and then docked probably the lowest was about 50. So it's pretty good. And that's only little blips. It's not like massive.
Excellent to hear. I hear that there's a new game coming in the future as well.
Oh, Bayonetta 3 with the release trailer. I think we talked about that previously. I am so excited because there's not much in it, but it's screaming like possible like Bayonetta's death, and oh god, there's so much speculation. It's hard. I just want to know. I want it to come out already.
Oh man. So have you completed both the games now, or are you still playing through them?
No, I'm still playing it. It's because I've been playing other stuff like not Nintendo related.
Oh god, we're both really bad Nintendo fans. Oh my god.
I know. I've been playing Bayonetta. I played. What else did I play? I've been playing a lot of the Animal Crossing on mobile.
Oh yeah.
I'm probably like level 52.
What?
So I invest a lot of time into it. Like I like getting all the clothes and the furniture and getting the right animals in my camp, and yeah.
I got obsessed with that for like three weeks, and I just had to put it down because I just kept going to it every 5 seconds. You know, it's like I got really obsessed with it, and it was like I need to stop playing this, otherwise it will take over forever. It is really fun, but yeah, it is one of those you get quite addicted to it quite quickly. I think it's definitely one of those. But level 50, man, you really have gone through it there, haven't you? Good job. I like it.
Oh no, I powered through it. I love it. It's just like, it's a nice little game you can just pick up and then put down again, and it doesn't like affect you too much. And I always go in for the login bonuses as well, just to get the extra bits and pieces.
Nice.
But yeah,
good.
I go all out. Other than that, a non-Nintendo game I've been playing is something called Full Metal Furies, which is on the Steam. It's about four young ladies in a Titan-infested apocalyptic world, fighting to overthrow the Titans and bring peace to their world. It's a really good game. It's made by Celador Games.
Okay.
So I would recommend it. I won't go into too much because
like Full Metal Alchemist sort of thing, or is that completely different?
Kind of. It's more sort of like, it's kind of like Advance Wars in a sense, but it's not turn-based. It's more like proper full action, like on a screen, like all people can play multiplayer. It's a good game. I think it'd be a good addition to the Switch because of the multiplayer and the drop in and out. But who knows? There might be plans to bring it out. We'll have to wait and see what happens, really.
Okay, sounds good. Anything else, or is that pretty much?
I've exhausted most of my games. I've been busy with work, and but it's been pretty good.
It's a pity because there's been some really, really good like indie games that have come out in the last couple of weeks. So I just haven't had the time to sort of invest into them at the moment. I'm just trying to think of a few people have been playing, and I've drawn a blank at the moment, but I will sort of mention them as we go through the podcast later on. So that's everything we've been playing for now. Let's move into the next section, which is the news.
Next section.
Okay, here's the news for everyone. It's news time. We're in the newsroom. Sam's got his papers. He's ruffling them all up and looking like a newsy person.
Yeah, there we go. That's my fake papers. I don't have a paper to grab.
Where's my paper? God damn it. So, Sam, what's the news? What's going on this week? Is there anything you've like?
Wow, we have lots of news lined up, don't we?
There's a bit there. There's quite a bit there.
There's quite a bit. Well, one thing I'll cover then is, and I've already got this on Steam, and I'm glad it's coming to the Switch. Mega Man Collections, both Collection 1 and Collection 2 will be coming to Nintendo Switch. So Collection 1 will probably be, if I remember right, games 1 to 6.
Right.
And Collection 2 will be 7 to 10. Of all the Mega Man games, I played them. They're really good. I think it's been very well supported for the Switch's launch. So if you're a big fan of the Mega Man games, I would definitely recommend picking these up.
So these are the classic Mega Man games, like
these
1
are
to
the classic
10,
from like the old times, pixelated Mega Man.
Not the Mega Man X that's featured in the SNES
series. No, not those ones.
Just making sure.
Just Mega Man.
Making sure I add the right ones.
Yeah, no. So keep an eye out for this. I don't think there's a date announced yet, but it's soon to come, I believe. Hang on. No, it's not there. Well,
no date.
No date. But
I believe there's a new Mega Man coming as well, which was announced in the Nintendo Direct, which we pretty much predicted last episode, if you remember.
Yes.
Looks interesting. Looks good. Got that sort of. It's definitely got that sort of influence from Mighty Number 9. You see, they sort of got the same visual effect.
Let's just hope it doesn't end up like Mighty Number 9.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? Yeah, we hope it doesn't. Let's not hold our breath.
Well, let's just hope it ends up nicely. Fingers crossed. But there we go. So, do you want to cover the next piece of news?
I can cover the next piece. Doom update. Wow.
Doom. Doom. We're all doomed.
We're all doomed. There's an update. We're all doomed. Wow. So, apparently there's a new update that's just come for the Switch version of Doom, which features some graphically enhanced modes, but also aiming with motion control.
Oh.
Which is something very odd, which I wasn't really expecting for a game like Doom. But apparently it works very well from what's been shown of it so far. So nice. If you like aiming in Breath of the Wild with your arrows and stuff by moving the console, or on the Wii U versions of Wind Waker, for instance, you're going to love this. You should probably pick it up and give it a go.
Nice. That sounds really cool. I'd probably be very jumpy.
Yeah, definitely. But this offers something unique for the Switch version that the other versions don't have. So it's another reason to pick up what has been a fantastic launch for Doom already on the Switch. So maybe it's that one that's the sort of, hey, look, we've got this extra mode, why don't you give it a go now, kind of thing. So wait and see, eh? Wait and see.
Yeah, let's wait and see.
But I think I might pick it up next couple of weeks just to see what it's all about.
Good. I'm probably too jumpy with those kinds of games, but I'll appreciate the like how good it is on the Switch, definitely. And now that they've added that, that's a big improvement.
It's how hard they've worked to get it onto the console in the first place. Because from what I was hearing about Doom and I believe Wolfenstein as well, which is coming out or is out at the moment, they literally had to rebuild the entire game from scratch.
My God.
To get it onto the Switch and working properly, and apparently they did it within 6 to 8 months. So,
oh my God,
quite impressive. So, they've used a lot of like rehashed assets from the previous game, but it's still had to be rebuilt from the start. So,
yes,
I think you definitely deserve giving it a go to see if you really enjoy Doom. Give it a go. Yeah. Cool. So I hear, like down the line, Sam, that you found some Pokemon leaks have appeared online.
Yes, I was doing a little rummaging on the old interwebs, and there has been a possible, and it's only rumor, but there are possible leaks of the new Pokemon starters for Generation 8. Oh, God, I can't believe how many generations there are now. But,
yeah, I know, man. 8 generations of Pokemon. It's just like, this is getting crazy now, isn't it?
I know, it's getting a bit far. But anyway, there've been leaks. So the 3 leaks are obviously the 3 main elements: grass, water, and fire. But the grass one is a lemur, which myself and Jack are looking at the pictures now. So it's got like, I don't know, like, how could you describe it? Like a long sort of fall of ears on the back, but it's still got ears on top.
Yeah,
a long lemur-like tail.
It's quite difficult to describe it. It's definitely got that sort of lemur-like body and face, but it's got like a big long haircut, which is it's like
it's like long palm tree leaves, isn't it?
Long palm tree leaves. That's probably the best way to describe it. Yeah, but they're sort of hanging down from the head and sort of like mid-cut
I think it's
kind of thing.
Pretty cool.
It's a nice design. I can see it sort of does this like hanging thing in one of the like pictures that have been shown. He's hanging from his tail, which is kind of cute. But yeah, it's a nice little design for a grass type Pokemon. If it is, actually.
I definitely agree with that. And then we have the Fire Rabbit, which basically just looks like a bunny rabbit with sort of flame type-ish like ears and
he's
a big
got like a Pokeball face head kind of thing. He's got like a red head
doesn't he?
And a white face.
I was gonna say, and he's got like a big black cotton tail, which is.
I think it's supposed to be smoke. Like I think it's supposed to be like a black smoke, but it looks like he's wearing a scarf, like with maybe a tail at the end.
I think he's got a scarf. A scarf. He's got like a ruffle and then a tail separately. So that looks pretty cool, actually. He's
got kind of like Raticate whiskers as well, sort of poking out.
Oh God, no!
It is the same sort of shape as a Raticate.
See how that goes as they evolve, because we haven't seen. There's no evolution pictures as of yet, but should be interesting.
And the best one of the lot is definitely this guy.
Your favourite, at least. It's a water platypus.
Oh, he's so cute.
He does look adorable. I think he might actually be a fan favourite because he's just quite sweet. Please don't. Oh God, I pray to God they don't do what they did with Poplio, because that was awful. Like it was started off quite normal and then just became overly effeminate. Like most kids, they like fairly generic, but
yeah, I think that was the problem with that design for Poplio. But
oh well.
But this guy's cute, so it's all right.
Yes, it's very, very cute. Obviously, just kind of looks like a platypus, really. Just with water,
cool.
Like blue. That's about it, really. There's not much to describe on that one, but should be interesting.
If they are going to be the leaked Pokemon apparently for Gen 8, great. But there has been a few potential leaks in the last couple of weeks, which could be, might not be and then it turns out they're not, and then some might be, and it's just lots of uncertainty with this sort of thing. But they're cute designs, and I think it would work really well for the next generation, personally. Moving on, with a tedious link from Platypus, we've got a potential game coming to the Switch very soon in Duck Game.
Yes, this game is amazing. It's so much fun, just mucking about and making duck noises.
How would you describe Duck Game to someone who's never played it before, Sam?
Duck Game it's just like a random crazy free-for-all fighting of just some ducks and lots of duck noises. You could just sit there and quack. There's a button for just quacking.
There is a quack button, which is like literally the taunt button. Basically, you can quack whenever you want. It's great. The best way I can sort of use it as a description, it's like Smash Bros. If it was like with ducks and the ducks had weapons on, items were on, because you can like get different types of weapons to shoot at each other, like with shotguns and missiles and all sorts of random things. But it's, I believe, 4-player.
Yeah, 4 players.
So it's 4 players, one on one screen, and you literally, like, the first one to kill all the other ducks wins that round, and then it literally quickly goes into the next round straight away. It's not like there's like a few seconds where you can quack at your friends and mock them, but then it goes straight into the next round, and it's a different arena or map, and it looks slightly different possibly, and then it might give you like special different parts of the modes. Like there's only one weapon on the map, maybe something like that. But
yeah, it's a crazy free for all to grab that weapon before someone else gets it.
It's in a way it's kind of similar to Ninja Showdown, which is also on the Switch. So if you like those sort of games, check that out as well. But yeah, if you want that Smash fix and you've only got the Switch, maybe pick them 2 games up for now. I think that'll sort you out for a bit.
There's also another rumour, isn't there?
There's a lot of rumours today.
Yes, the rumour mill is spreading like wildfire.
So apparently Diablo 3 is coming to the Switch.
Oh god, like if this happens, it will be amazing.
Now, I'll be honest, I really do not have a clue about Diablo or Diablo. I know Diablo 3's been known as quite a good game for many years, but a lot of people
I have it. It is.
You've got
blooming amazing.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I've never played it. I just know that Blizzard make it, and that's all I know.
It is. I can explain it very briefly. It's basically about like the 7 like primal sins as demons trying to take over like the Earth realm. It's kind of like the fight between heaven and hell. And in this iteration, I think it's going up against the final 3, if I remember, 3 or 4. I can't remember. But it's trying to stop the world falling into absolute disarray and chaos. It's really good. I would say it's definitely good. It should be online if it does come to the Switch. And it's quite good multiplayer. You can drop in and out. It's be potentially a very good game for the Switch if it does come out.
Cool. Sounds interesting. What do you think the Switch could offer differently to like the PC version, for instance, for that game?
I don't know. I mean, Blizzard's kind of linked in a few bits with some of their other games. So like they did like Overwatch extras and things like that. So I wonder if they could maybe link in like if Nintendo did sort of bring it out and there like some Nintendo things just to make it a bit funny and interesting. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Really, I mean, there's only rumor and still, but it would be very cool if they did.
You saying that, you did just remind me that the Peach costume on Bayonetta, it's really fantastic because there's the demon hands and feet that come out to help Bayonetta attack.
Oh yeah, the Bowser.
They turn into Bowser hands and feet. It's so stupid, but it's brilliant at the same time. So,
yeah, it makes you chuckle.
So if there's something like that in Diablo 3, maybe some use of another character or something, that could be interesting, I suppose, and maybe drag some people onto the game. I've mentioned in our notes here though that please Hearthstone. How is it not on the console yet? That's what I don't understand.
Oh, the amount of microtransactions that would go through for that.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that is a problem, but yeah, you do need a lot for that. But I think it'd be so easy to get a game like Hearthstone onto the Switch. The fact you can use touchscreen controls anyway and things like that, and not that you really need to. It's just one of those that you could quite easily put on there, and it just doesn't seem to be happening yet. So maybe we'll see that in the future. If Diablo 3 comes, maybe there'll be other Blizzard games that could potentially come to the Switch as well. So that's what I'd be hoping for more myself. Hearthstone. I know you're a big Overwatch player yourself, Sam, or you have been in the past. I don't know if you're
still do.
now.
Still jump on occasionally.
So I'm sure you'd like to see a game like that on the Switch, possibly. Or?
Oh, I would. I'd love that, but not looking hopeful. So we'll see what happens.
Oh mate, just think about all those costumes you could get for those characters, with Nintendo-based characters,
That would be interesting. They generally just tend to have their own. They make their own, but
yes, they do. Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
I think that's pretty much covered all of our little tidbits of news and
yeah,
things.
there's a good amount of news there actually.
There's a good amount of news there. Yeah, I think that's pretty much covered it. So what we're going to do now, everyone, if I talk nicely into the mic like this, and you will be able to listen to me.
Oh God!
Don't do that, though. Okay.
I'm cringing. I can't imagine what everybody else listening is thinking.
Sorry, everyone. So this week I had the very lucky chance to speak about the Nintendo Labo, which is the new cardboard sensation that Nintendo announced. Was it literally just after the last Direct? I think they did their own announcement video, didn't they?
I believe so, yes.
Which was just mental. I can't believe how mental it looks, and everything about it is just nuts. But a lot of people got a chance for hands-on here in the UK recently, and I actually the event was in London, I believe, in the Science Museum in London.
Oh right, nice.
Some of the Nintendo UK members got a chance to go, but there was one stipulation that they needed a child to go with them. So,
so how did Mr. Bowden get into this event? Because
he was running it, obviously, so with other people, so helping the event run smoothly.
I'm the adult and the child.
Yes, so I'm going to leave this part of the podcast for my interview with Ant, who was one of the lucky guys with his daughter Pippa, to go and have a hands-on with Nintendo Labo, whatever you call it. I keep getting the name wrong. I don't know whether it's what's the right pronunciation. Labo, right. So yeah, he got hands-on with that this week, and he wanted to sort of talk about it on the podcast. So I said, okay, let's do that then. And you're going to hear that right about now. Hi everyone, and welcome to a special mini part of Nintendo Podcast System for you. I'm here with our good friend from Nintendo Basingstoke, Nintendo Players Basingstoke, Anthony Haigh.
Hello.
Hi Anthony. How are you doing? You right?
I'm very good.
Good man. So you basically messaged me midweek, and you basically gave me some fantastic information that you had the opportunity to go and play on Nintendo Labo.
I did, yes.
Is that pronounced right?
It is correct, yes, it is Labo.
Labo.
Yeah, we all went up as a family to the Science Museum on Thursday and had a good old play of Nintendo Labo.
Ooh. I'm super jealous. As soon as you told me, I was just like, oh, I wish I could go and experience the same things that everyone else is doing. And it seems like
unfortunately they sort of stipulated that you had to have a child.
So that's where I was going wrong.
Yeah, a lot of people couldn't go because they didn't have a child of the correct age.
Oh man. Okay. So you went with your daughter Pippa.
Yep.
As well.
Yep.
And so, what was sort of on offer at the actual event there? What did you see and what happened?
Right. Well, they had their own sort of I suppose room or 2 or 3 rooms within the Science Museum in London. So it's completely sort of closed off from anything else. First of all, you went up and signed in. So obviously it's pre-booked. So you signed in, and they gave us all a lanyard, wrote our name on it and everything. So we've got official Labo lanyards and what have you. And then you just had to wait a few minutes for everyone to be there. And then they sent this team of Labo scientists, I suppose technicians out to take us all in the room.
Excellent.
So it was all very exciting. So we went through into the first part and watched the video intro to the Nintendo Labo that we've all seen on the internet when they were sort of announced it and everything. And we had a very, very enthusiastic American lady sort of gearing everyone up and trying to get everyone excited for it. Nice. Which, to be fair, she didn't need to do because
everyone was already excited.
Yeah. So we were all given a specific technician that was our guide throughout the day.
Okay.
Or the half day, and we had a lovely lady called Camilla, who was super helpful and really, really nice. So once we'd all seen the video, they took us through to our own table, which and she started to introduce what Labo was, and got us all to make the little RC cars.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So the RC
you were
car
straight
one was
into...
there, right?
Sorry?
So the RC car was the first one there.
Yes. Yeah. So they got everyone to build the RC car straight away, as soon as within sort of say 5 minutes of walking into the room, watching the video, you were building the RC cars. So the way in which it works, you obviously have the game within the Switch console, and you use that to go through the instructions to build the model that you're making, or the toy con that you're making. So obviously the RC car is quite a simple one to do because it's only a few bits of card.
Okay.
So you just look at the first instruction. It's really, really simple.
So how is it all sort of set up with the instructions? Is it like
so it'll just come up on the screen, tell you which sheets you need, so you can get those sheets of cardboard out. Then you press sort of next, and it goes through to the next sheet, and it'll tell you which parts that you have to pop out from the cardboard. You then click on next, and it will say fold this way, and this way. So you literally just do it step by step.
Literally
really
using the switch
simple
screen to go from next step on there. Okay, that's quite an interesting
way
of doing
it. Really simple. You can fast forward it, so because once you've got into doing it, watching all the folds, you can almost guess what you've got to do for the next step, if you like. So you can fast forward it so it does it quicker for you, or you can go backwards as much as you want. So, and it's really simple just to go backwards and forwards, just to check you're doing the right things.
Brilliant.
Which for kids is brilliant. You know, you can watch the same instruction several times before you do it if you need to.
I've got to say, like from the photos I've seen on Nintendo UK's Twitter page and Facebook page, every single kid I've seen playing with this, like bits of cardboard and things, they're all loving it. There's so many smiling faces. It's like
there is something special about creating something out of just a bit of cardboard. I have to tell you, it is amazing to the accomplishment that you feel once you've made something. It's like, oh wow, this is so cool. It really, really is good.
Did you have sorry? Yeah? Did you have any opportunity to make like custom parts of this one? I know you could do drawings and things.
So once we'd made the toy, the RC car, Camilla showed us how to attach the Joy-Cons to it and how to control the RC car. So basically, it's 2 buttons, left and right. If you press the left button, the left Joy-Con rumbles, and if you press the right one, then the right one rumbles. And obviously, that makes it steer. If you press both at the same time, it just goes forward. So that's literally all you can do: forward, left, and right. Okay. So once we'd done that, it was a matter of, okay, there's this box in the middle of the table with tons of pens, felt, sticky bits of sponge and pom-poms and ribbons, marker pens, googly
all
eyes.
Sorts of bits and pieces you could attach to whatever you want to do.
Every kid's absolute dream for arts and craft.
Nice.
It really was. Glue and double-sided tape and everything you could ever imagine in every colour.
Yeah. I bet you were in your element there, Anne.
I absolutely loved it. So it was basically, okay, customise your RC car. There's a competition. So out of everyone that obviously goes over this, I think it was 4 days. I think they're doing it. I think they're doing it tomorrow. Yeah. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, so I think it's about 4 days. Yeah. All of the RC cars that are created, unfortunately, you couldn't take them home because obviously they don't want people them getting into the wrong hands and other people creating knockoff versions, if you see what I mean, before it's launched. So you customized it however you wanted, and they then would put that into a draw or into a competition whose was the best, and they'll win a complete set of the Labo boxes and a Switch. So it was well worth going over the top with your customizations. So Pippa went for peach. She used ribbon and pipe cleaners and sticky eyes and all sorts of things.
Sounds like a Blue Peter sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. We within the sort of sheet of cardboard that you get, there were additional bits that you could add on, like an elephant head or a digger sort of shovel.
I saw
thing.
that was added. They put a video up on their YouTube channel just before you guys went, I believe. Yeah. And I did see that there's lots of extra custom parts that you can get. I don't know if
there's
that'll
bits and pieces, and you can add whatever you want to it, as long as you don't obstruct the feet and where the Joy-Cons come in and out. Mm-hmm. You can do whatever you want to it.
Oh, nice.
And some of the I don't know whether if you want, I can give you some pictures of some of the creations that people have done, and they're fantastic. Really,
I will chuck them into our YouTube channel. So if you're on your YouTube channel now, you can see all this lovely art that Ant's made with his daughter. Unfortunately, if you're on the podcast and listening on that, you won't be able to see them. So I'll try and share them on our Facebook and things as well. So if anyone is interested,
because some of them there was a wolf link. There was a fantastic Pikachu one. A pirate ship. It was brilliant what people have done. Yeah. We being the Disney nerds that we are, as well as Nintendo nerds, we did. We chose the elephant head and we did Dumbo.
Nice, very good.
So yeah, and that was really good. Once we did that, it was then you were encouraged to go to a sumo ring and battle it out with your Joy-Con with your Toy-Cons against each other. So you can play 2 on one Switch. You can control 2 different ones on one Switch. So there were 4 of us in this one
I was
sumo
just
ring.
going to ask, like, how do you sort of control it from the Switch itself? Is it like,
It's
so you said
literally
it's a
just
couple of
pressing the
buttons?
screen. Just
Oh,
pressing
okay.
the screen. You've got two areas on the screen, left and right. Press them both together to go forward, or one and then the other to go left or right.
Cool.
So it's
And
dead
you also
simple.
have like a camera on there you can use as well.
There
Is that right?
is. I'll get to that in a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
You're jumping ahead. There was also a race course that you could race the round, sort of
okay.
slaloms and things like that you could
so
race round.
you could literally create your own like course at home and
Oh
get
god,
them
yeah,
to sort of race
yeah.
around it.
I mean,
man.
for our Nintendo players events, it's going to be brilliant because you can
of
have
course.
you can create on the floor or on a table an obstacle course or a racetrack, and they've got to race it round.
What a great
It's
idea.
very simple. It's very daft, but a whole lot of fun. I'd have to tell you, it really was. When you're in the sumo and you're trying to chase each other around, just trying to knock each other over, you get really competitive, and you're like, no. So it's really good fun.
So did you have to take on Pippa, or did you have to
Yes,
take on other
we
people?
took on. It was me and Pippa against. There was a dad and his son on our table as well.
Okay.
So we went up against them. I won all of it. Yay.
Yay.
But it was unfortunately the little boy and Pippa got sort of knocked out at the same time, and then we must have spent another good few minutes just sort of battling
Jousting.
it out on the sumo. So that was good.
Oh, so amazing. Wow.
Once we'd done that, it was then the other half of the room was literally open with 10 or more of each Toy-Con builds, completely built, ready for you to play with. So you could just go up. We did all of them. We did fishing, the motorbike, the piano, the house, and the robot.
Yeah.
Is there any others I've forgotten?
I've got down here. Oh no, I think you got all of them.
Yes, I think that's it.
Robot suit as well, isn't there? You can. Is that the one you was on about? Yeah. Okay. Right.
So they're all really good. I'll give you a quick rundown as to each one. The house is a bit like a Tamagotchi type thing. There's a creature within the house, on the screen of the Switch, and depending on what buttons you attach to the house and where you attach them as to what happens. And there's some silly little mini games and things like that, and little minecart ride and things like that. And in playing with it, you get sweets. When you feed it the sweets, you then change its colour and bits and pieces like that. So
how sort of in depth is that though? Is it just literally a quick
one? I don't think quite so much. Although in playing with it, Pippa found things within this little house that James had never seen, and things like that. So I think the more it's the type of thing, the more you play with it, maybe the more it unlocks and the more that happens.
It's basically like where the house goes from what I've seen of it is you've literally got loads of little holes on the outside. You plug these holes up with different
buttons. You've got 4 different buttons. There's one that you twist, there's a switch, there's a push button, and there's a 4th one as well. I can't think what that is. So and depending on if you put it in the left to the right, it does different things. And if you put it in one way or the other, you can, it changes it all the time.
So it might be different combinations,
and also the
depending
combination
what's
of
in.
buttons will change as well. So
Nice.
I don't think. I mean, for me, all of the games are a bit 1-2 switch.
Yeah.
They're really fun, daft, silly games. They're not gonna change the world. They're not gonna, no one's gonna go back to that all the time type thing. Especially the house one. I think that's probably for me the weakest one in it all.
Okay.
Although that was the one that Pippa loved the most.
Were all these all pre-built? Did you say?
Yes, these were all
pre-built. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Right. So then we did the piano. Amazing piece of kit.
Oh yeah.
And it really
I've loved that
works.
ever since I've seen it. It's just it looks so
really
clever.
works really well. and depending on what button you put into it, as it changes the sound. You can cut like a sound wave out on a piece of card and put it in, and that will change the pitch and things like that. And there's various different buttons and things you can press or twist to change the tone or the pitch and things like that. So that was really, really clever.
What did interest me that is they've got some sort of recording tool on there.
Yes. So we didn't see that, but there is a recording tool, so you can actually make music, and then there's a part of it is a drum kit as well. You can, one of the buttons turns it into drums, so you can then, I believe, you can then layer the things up to actually create a piece of music.
It's just got so much more depth to that than I was expecting, though. The fact that you can change different tones.
There's more to it.
Okay.
But even more than we've just discussed, which I'll get to when we get to the garage in a minute. The motorbike, I could almost see this being part of the new Mario Kart.
Yeah, I can as well.
The way in which you control it and everything, really, really good, really responsive, really fun to ride around, like it's a motorbike, and twisting the throttle to go faster, and and there's a good track in it. It is really good, and quite how more in depth that goes, whether you can get a group of them together and they connect, so you can actually race each other. I'm not sure.
I've seen something of that, but I don't know if it was actually all connected or people just doing time trial modes.
Yes, I know there's time trials involved. You can do that, but I don't know whether they can connect themselves. But even so, it's really good. I mean, you race against other players in that, but it's not. I don't know whether it's
connected,
other players connected to other switches.
What was interesting with the bike mode as well, there was a special special like gun kind of thing you could use to make your own courses. I don't know if you've seen that.
I've heard something about that. We didn't see it. They didn't elaborate on that, but they kind of want to keep some of it secret for when it launches. So I wouldn't be surprised. The way looking.
Sorry.
That's all right. Looking at all the other bits that they've sort of told us, I can see they would do that 100%. Yeah.
I was saying what I've seen from the video that they uploaded. Basically, they use one of the Joy-Cons as like a gun sort of thing, and you point it at. They pointed at their hand as an example, and it traces the hand itself. And puts it into the game as like a mountain sort of model. Yeah. So you can just literally just drive all over it and do whatever you want with this. Like,
well, the IR camera is a lot more to it than you would think as well.
Yes.
I mean, because obviously the piano and everything, it uses that IR camera to sense which keys are being pressed.
Yes, that was incredible. That was when I first found out about that. The fact that the pressing the keys sort of hits a different light panel on it.
Yeah.
It's all connected. It's just such a fascinating idea how it all works.
The next one we did was fishing. This was I thought this was going to be a one. I wasn't interested in this one at all, but it was really good fun. The mechanics of it and everything were really, really good, really sturdy. It feels like you can go hell for leather on it and it's not going to fall apart.
Oh, okay.
And
that's good to hear.
I gave it some good ratcheting that handle round, and it didn't at all feel like it was. And there must have been a fair few people using this throughout the sort of
definitely
the time that it's been there. So, and it still felt fine.
What I was curious about this, where does the actual, the string of the fishing rod goes to the back of the switch itself?
Yeah.
So
the
how does it work?
Sits in a little box, and you've got both Joy-Cons in the actual fishing rod. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So one of them obviously knows how you're tilting it and how you're moving it.
Yeah,
The other
right.
one judges how fast and which direction you're doing the handle. You're winding it in or out. Okay. The
Yeah.
fact that it's attached to the box where the switch is has absolutely nothing to do with it at all. It makes no
Oh, okay.
difference whether it's attached or not. However, if it wasn't, it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah,
Because
it's
in
just
that
a
box,
visual representation more than anything,
it's even more than that. In that box, it's attached to a little device that has elastic bands and everything. So as you're pulling on the string, there's tension there.
Oh,
and it's
okay.
pulling against you. So it really feels like you're pulling at this fish, even though it's not there and it's in the game and
That's really
what
clever.
have you. So it's really clever. It doesn't pull on the string as in because when the fish bites, the Joy-Cons rumble, so you know it's
Yes,
there,
of
and you have
course,
to whip
yeah.
it back to try and hook the fish, and then you have to wind the fish in as quickly as you can. But looking at the screen, you can see that the string is under tension and it's sort of flashing red or vibrating. So you have to slow down, otherwise your string's going to break. But the longer it's on the hook, the more likely the fish is going to get away. So you have to keep judging how sort of fast to wheel it in or not, let it go a bit, and then wheel it in really fast and then slow down a bit. And all the time the fish is going left and right on the screen, so you have to guide your fishing rod to the left and right so it doesn't get off the screen. And it's really difficult to actually hook a fish. The smaller ones at the top, they're fine. You'll do that, no problem. If you go down into the abyss where you can catch anglerfish and sharks and things like that, it takes a while to actually wind it up the top, and it's really difficult to get it there before the string snaps.
Oh, okay. So there's a lot more to it than the fact you've got to find different fish as you further you go down, kind of thing. And I suppose it gets more difficult in sort of having to reel back up again, kind of thing. But, wow.
So that was really good. The robot kit takes a few minutes to put on, making sure your feet are in the little straps, putting the backpack on and the headpiece and everything. So if you with the headpiece, if you have it up, then it's third person mode. If you pull it down so there's a visor in front of your eyes, then it goes to first person.
Yeah, I did see that.
Neat little thing.
Nice little neat, because the Joy-Con itself one of them is in the actual visor, isn't it? So
one's in the visor, and then the other's in the backpack. Okay, so moving sort of forward, it's a bit like a one-man band. You pick your legs up and your knees up or your feet up, and you march, and it marches forward. It'll march in the direction that you're facing. So if you want to go to the right, you turn your head to the right slightly, and it'll march off to the right or the left. So it's quite simple. If you want to punch, you literally punch. While you're doing this, the pulleys that are holding your legs, your feet and your hands are sort of going into the backpack, and they're just lifting up and down weights, which obviously have little the little stickers on, with the reflective stickers that the IR camera are looking at, so it knows what you're doing.
Okay, so that's how it does it all.
That's how it does it. And it's really good, a really fun, daft, silly game. I don't know how much more there was than what we played. It was basically an arena that you had a certain amount of time to smash all the buildings and UFOs.
Okay.
If you if you cocked up or lifted up your left hand and left leg at the same time, then you went into like super mode and you got bigger.
Yes, I've told Neil about this because our mutual friend Neil is a massive Power Rangers fan.
It feels very much like that. It really does feel like you're one of the Power Rangers in your mech. What do they call them? Zords.
Zords. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
It feels
Megazord.
very
Sega.
much like that. It really does fit that type of thing. And now you've said that, I can see him doing a Power
Yeah.
Rangers game and it fit him really
Oh,
well.
it would work so well. You could just add an upgrade or DLC or something to it, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm not
But
putting
there
ideas
might,
into your head,
with
Nintendo,
all
but-
of these, I'm sure. I mean, I've seen a couple of menus when you sort of going into them. There seems to be a few options as to what you can choose.
Okay.
So I'm sure there's more than what I've seen.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
Also, with the
'Cause-
robot, if you crouch down on your knees, then you go into like a tank mode.
Yes, I did see
And you
this.
can
yeah.
drive around, and punching shoots the guns.
Ah, okay. Is it difficult
so-
to use when you're crouched though? Does it feel any different or?
No. It feels really natural, as if this robot will turn into a tank if you kneel down. It's completely normal. It's what you would do.
So this is one of the packs, which is literally this is just the one pack on its
This
own,
is
isn't
just
it?
the one pack. There's a lot of cardboard to this one. That's why
Yeah.
they've done it separate.
Makes sense, yeah.
It is a big sort of backpack. I've heard people say that they're worried about, will it fit an adult, or is it just for children? No, it'll fit an adult. In actual fact, I think it looks huge on a child. So it's designed to fit an adult with no problem at all.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And
Cool.
it feels really sturdy. The straps and everything is just like putting on a backpack.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel that you're gonna tear anything or anything like that. It feels secure and correct.
Excellent. I mean, that is one of the main worries with all this. It's like the equipment. Is it sturdy enough to last for a long enough time? With lots of younger kids about, they do damage, like controllers and things like that.
Yeah.
It's good to hear that it's
that
as
was one
secure
of
as
our
it
big
is.
worries. It really was. Okay, you buy all of this and it's not cheap.
No.
But how long's it going to last? And is it going to be sustainable? Are they going to keep coming back to play it and use it? So first of all, customizing everything. Obviously, we talked about the little RC cars and how people have customized them, but they've also had some display ones on how people have customized. Obviously, the Nintendo staff have customized the suits and the robot suit and the piano and the house and things like that. And kids are gonna love it. Absolutely love colouring this in, sticking stuff on it, and doing all these amazing things just to customize it.
I totally agree.
That's the bigger part than the actual games. The games is a little bit of fun activity after the main piece, which is
it feels like a bonus game on top of it, kind of thing. It's definitely. But
so once we played all of those, they were then encouraging us, do you want to make anything? What do you want to make? So we could make any of the sets within the variety pack.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And they were throwing them at us more or less, saying, yeah, you want to make it? Yeah, I'll go and get you one. They were obviously strict. They couldn't just have them lying around.
No, of course.
Someone might pinch one or whatever. So they had to go and get them from a secure area, and all of the stuff that once you'd popped it out, they had to take those back so that people didn't take those, because they'd obviously have a template of what sort of shapes and things. So they're being very secure with it. And I
wonder how many sets they brought with them, actually, because they must have had hundreds for different people every day.
Yeah, but Pippa she was adamant she wanted to make the piano if she could.
Yes.
But as soon as she played with it, she was like, no, I want to do the house. So, okay.
Bless her.
Pippa made the house. And it took a while. It probably an hour and a half, maybe a bit longer. I did the fishing rod, and it took me it probably took me about an hour to make it, and I wasn't hanging around. I was going like the clappers with it to try and make sure that I could see us running out of time, if you see what I mean. And I was like, no, I want to finish one. I want to make sure I can do
sense,
it in, and yeah, I completed it. It was, you had to, I kind of, as I say, as you following the instructions, you kind of know what you've got to do once you've been doing it for a little while.
Okay.
But occasionally there's something that if you don't check, you'll be like, oh, okay, I didn't know that went in there, and it makes all the difference, sort of thing. So they're really. So
you've got to have a lot of patience when building all these different toy cons.
Yeah, I mean, there was the guy on our table with his son. He was brilliant with his son. His son was only 6. Yeah. And he was talking with him all the time, and they were doing it together. They were talking about how to do it, and that's how it needs to be done.
Yeah, bringing families together. Pippa was fine on her own.
Yeah. She's 10. She can follow instructions, and she was brilliant with it. And the lady that was Camilla, she was like, "My God, you two are steaming through this," and so that was good. But the dad with his son, they were talking and having fun with it, and that's what you need to do. I think if you've got younger children and you are expecting to be able to plonk your son down or your daughter down in front of this and say, there you go, it's going to end in disaster and tears, and it's not going to work. This is for me, a bonding experience.
Absolutely,
it's something that you do together. When we were customizing it, we were doing it together. Working, oh, Pip, you could do this, and she's like, oh yeah. It was really that's what this whole thing is about. It's not playing the silly little games that come with it. It's this whole create this amazing structure that then can be customized however you want it. And then you get to play the silly little game that is actually really good fun. I mean, I can see us doing fishing competitions in the events.
Yes.
The RC cars, the motorbike racing. I can see us doing these in the events, and everyone, the 20-somethings in the events. No, I'm not getting that. I don't see the point. I don't see that it's but they'll love playing with it. They might not necessarily think it's for them, and I get that, and it isn't for them. It's
definitely got a bit of a niche market to it at the moment. I think it's getting people involved and building it themselves. There might be a bit of difference and change their opinion on it, but I can definitely see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, and it's not for them. They will still have fun with it, but it's not for them. It's for the kids, for the families to do, and it's really good fun. I really was surprised how much fun. I mean, Vicky laughs at me because she's taken photos of me beaming because I've made this fishing rod, and it's like, really so cool.
Bless you.
So once we've done that, or while we were Pippa was doing the house, I went on and did what was called the Labo garage, or the Discover section. So this is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
So first of all, I went to the area where they showed you how this works, and within the actual game, there's a section of it called Discover, where you can discover how that particular model works, and it will take you through, and it will explain all about the reflective stickers in the piano and how it reads it and what it's doing and how it's doing it.
So it's sort of explaining each one and how they all work,
which is brilliant for kids because they're full of questions. They want to know, well, how does that make a tune? There's nothing there. And it's explaining to them how it works and why it works, which is brilliant. And it does it in a really, really good way. So that was good. I saw a few examples of how it does that. The next thing went on to showing you a bit more about another way that the IR camera can work. So they had this big box that covered the table, and they put a little RC car in there. You couldn't see it, but you could see on the screen there's a little tiny infrared
Like an
or
infrared
night
camera, isn't there,
vision
on the bottom of the
screen.
Okay, yeah.
And it also does the heat. It senses heat as well.
Oh, okay. That's I didn't know
You
that.
can change its mode. So with the night vision, you had to go round underneath this box and find the little man that we've all seen in the advert. He's standing there and then he falls over. You had to find him and knock him over. That was that bit. So that was really, really cool seeing that there's that you could do. So to me, it just conjures up all these crystal maze-like scenarios where we hide the little RC car somewhere and get someone to try and find their way out of it, type thing.
Yeah,
know, I can see all sorts of ways I can use this. I really can.
I'm just thinking,
oh my god, this is amazing.
Like, creation of like tracks and tunnels and things you could use, and I'm just thinking other things going through my mind ever since I mentioned like the idea of a race track kind of thing. I'm just like, wow, there's so much more we can do now.
Yes. And that's just the RC car, which is the simplest of them.
Yeah,
it's really good. Then I went along to what's called the garage. So this is, I assume this area will open up once you've made some of the models and you've done some of it within it, because it's under a little manhole cover in the menu item.
Right.
So I assume that lifts off at some point, so you can then go down into the garage. And what this does is this opens up the programming of how these Joy-Cons and the screen and the Toy-Cons all work together.
Oh, right, okay.
Which is really interesting. So first of all, the man showed me, the little stand-up man with the Joy-Con on his back that just stands there and then falls over. He showed me this. And he's like, okay, so on the screen, you've got this little input box and an output box. So on the output box, for the whichever Joy-Con it was with the man, we'll put vibrate. On the input box, we'll put press.
Wow.
So, and you connect them up. So really simple for kids to learn. Dead simple. One box saying press, one box saying vibrate, connect it up. So all you do is you press the screen where it says press, the Joy-Con vibrates, the man falls over. Okay,
so it's like basic programming for kids.
Very basic programming. But then he's like, so let's take this a little step forward, and we'll change that press to shake.
Oh.
Connected to the second Joy-Con. He's like, so now, if you shake that Joy-Con at the little man as if it's a sword, and you did that, the man it'd vibrate and he'd fall over. So it's like, okay. So then he's like, and we can put other commands in. So for instance, if the trigger, and he put the Joy-Con in a little gun, if the trigger's pulled and the IR camera sees the little reflective strip on the man, the other one will vibrate and he'll fall over. So if you actually shoot him, he falls over.
It just shows how amazing the Joy-Cons are and things like that as well, though. It's just like when we first saw it with 1-2 Switch, we was like, wow, this is quite impressive technology, but it's not really used it that well, if I'm honest, in some cases.
No. So then he started to. That was kind of where the lesson ended, but he's like, but there's more we can do. So he's like, remember the piano where it reads the different symbols as to what keys being pressed or what musical note.
Okay.
How about rather than using it as the piano, use it as the fishing rod?
What?
You're like, okay. And so using these programming tools to, moving the boxes around, connecting them in different ways, you could, as you're reeling up, make music.
Oh,
You
okay.
could
So you
then
sort of
they
mix them
then showed
together.
you a guitar that you can create because
Oh.
you're strumming certain areas for it to sense certain things, and it knows what you're doing. And
I
they
didn't.
showed that this person had a broom and
Right.
and it was a guitar
Oh
playing
my
music.
god.
So it's like, oh my god! And as soon as
That's
this
incredible.
happened, you were like, oh my god! I can
I
really
think
see that there's so much more to this.
I think you've just sold like the whole Labo thing to me. I think I'm just going to go and buy it all now.
It really did. And so, for instance, I mentioned the robot is a bit like a one-man band.
Yeah.
Why can't it be?
Oh wow! So you could just turn it into a music machine.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. That's so cool.
So imagine this when you were 10 years old. How happy
I
would this
feel like I'm
make
10
you?
years old. I feel like my inner child wants to go out and just get all this cardboard and just put it all
Yeah.
together and make music out of
Yeah.
it or whatever. You
And
know.
this is where once this garage is sort of shown to you, you're like, oh my god, I just want stuff, cardboard and things, and let's see what I can do. You know, and it's just showing you this yard broom, if you like, as a guitar, and you're like, oh, it doesn't even need to be cardboard. It can be anything.
It could be anything. Wow.
So yeah, there was another little bit that you did after that, which was a fun, silly little thing. Using the piano, you could, I said about you put these cards in as wave to
Yes.
change the pitch and
You
what have
can
you.
cut them yourself.
If you
and things.
drew
It's fun.
half a fish on there and cut it out and put it in the piano, you can create fish to put in your aquarium and to fish for.
Oh, okay.
And silly things like that. And so and if that's just one of them, using the piano to put fish in the fishing game,
Yeah.
there's going to be lots more other crossovers between
Yeah,
the Toy-Cons.
I do like that kind
And-
of idea that you can cross over between games and use different things from each of the games
Yeah.
rather than just having it one set
Yeah.
one set game. You can use that thing in that one game. That's quite a useful thing, maybe for maybe some sort of multiplayer sort of aspect. Maybe that would work. I don't know, but it's
So
getting more and more interesting the more you speak about it. I'm just amazed here. I'm just like, I don't know what to say.
I completely get it's not for everyone. And it is a bit. The games are a bit throwaway games.
Yeah.
They're not gonna keep you doing it.
I think we
all
were
the
kind of
time.
expecting that, though, if I'm honest. I
But
think a lot
yeah,
of them,
kind of expecting that. It's what more you can do with it using those tools. So we've got a music one, and the motorbike one, and the fishing one, and this funny Tamagotchi type house one. They're obviously gonna interconnect, but it's also using, what other things are they gonna have in this garage or ideas, or what are they gonna introduce to you to be able to do?
Fascinating.
And because of the way that games are, there's DLC coming out our ears now.
That's
And
it.
Nintendo seem fantastic at giving away lots of free DLC as well.
Well, this was the original joke about the whole thing, though, that it is literally just a loot box of cardboard. So it's,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's
But
so much more than we were expecting, I think.
it is, yes. And as they like to do this DLC, I can see them adding into the variety pack DLC to make that guitar. And just showing you, okay, if you get this, if you get that, and pull these things, these household items together, some elastic bands and some sticky tape and things like that, you can create a guitar.
It's just that creativity of it all. You can literally make anything you want. You know, that's going to sell it for so many people. I think. If you're creatively minded and like designing things, I think this game is perfect for you.
It is, yeah, definitely. It isn't in any way going to interest the hardcore gamers.
And it never was going to, was it?
But it wasn't going to, and to say, why should they have all the fun? Why can't the kids have their silly games and their silly creative? I mean, God, if I had this when I was 10, I would have
Yeah.
absolutely
It just
loved it.
this console, the whole console, the
that was
Switch.
it. There was
Though.
another thing that I saw, creating a vending machine.
Oh,
You put
okay.
money in, and some drinks can come out the bottom. And it's like, I used to do that with my Lego when I was little.
Oh, one of
I
those
did
little.
my best to try and create a vending machine that I could put something in and it would give me a drink. And I was like, oh
I
my
remember
God.
having a little money box. You put you put your change in, and like a Cadbury's little mini bar of Cadbury's
Yeah.
used to come out and things like that. And if they could do something similar, I'm definitely sold. So.
So yeah, there's a lot more to what you can get out of it. I think it all depends on what you're willing to put into it.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
the thing.
Yeah.
If you just go with it with those 5 things that you can create, and that's all you do, you'll probably go, well, that was a waste of money. But if you actually go for, okay, what more can this do? What can I do? And try and come up with your own ideas and experiment. Okay, it might not work, but you probably learn something in the process, and that will spark another idea.
That's it. Yeah, then you could use it in another game or have another design idea, and I love it. I love it. It seems to be an absolutely great idea, and I'm glad it seemed to come to fruition, and people actually seem to be enjoying it so far. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think there was one person that wasn't impressed with it. It really was such a clever idea, and the event was brilliant. People were very helpful, attentive, and really tried to make sure you got a good experience with it, if you like.
I think from the Nintendo events I've been to, I think every single event's been like that. The people there have been absolutely fantastic, and they really do show you how to play each and every part of the games they're playing, or show you how to build the Toy-Cons, for instance,
Yeah.
But absolutely fantastic. I'm glad you had a great time, man. I'm glad you did. Pippa, and
we did. I mean, they literally had to kick us out at the end. we were the last ones.
Oh, no, we don't want to go. Okay, before I leave you and I know you've probably got lots to do. Do you have anything you want to shout out for, with particularly Basingstoke itself, or?
Well, I don't know when this will go out, but our next event is on the 24th of February, and we basically try and aim to have an event every 4th Saturday of the month. So if you're in or around Basingstoke, come and say hi and pop in. We'd love to see you. Yeah.
How
I'm currently
busy
running a Splatoon 2 Squid League tournament between all the groups.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's gone for. We started it with, I think we had 12 groups. And over the first week, I've had about, I think, another 8 say, "Oh, can we join?" So I've got to try and pause the brackets, add more people, and restart it. That's tomorrow's job.
Keep you busy, eh?
Yes, definitely.
Where can they find the groups on Facebook and Twitter, and yourself as well?
Yep. So we're Nintendo Basingstoke. So on Twitter it's Nintendo Basing with the ending in the G. And Nintendo Basingstoke on Facebook. We meet, as I say, the 4th Saturday of each month in Festival Place Discovery Centre. So that's the main shopping centre in Basingstoke, has a library called the Discovery Centre, which is just upstairs from the Entertainer, I think it is. Is the nearest place, in one of their community rooms.
All the details will be on Facebook, so if you do get lost, you can contact someone on there. And
if anyone listening wants to find their nearest group, then go to nintendoplayers.uk, and there's a big list of different groups. I believe Reading are meeting this Saturday, so just tomorrow, from when we're recording this.
Cool.
But yeah, there's loads and loads of groups around the country.
Yeah, well worth a look.
Yes.
Okay, and one final question for you, Ant, which is probably going to be the hardest of the lot. What's your best game on the Switch so far?
Oh, My best game on the Switch. I'm currently really enjoying LA Noire. I
Okay, yeah.
didn't play that when it first came out years and years ago, however long ago
Yeah.
it was. I kind of missed it, and I've looked at it for years but never bought it. So I'm
Okay.
really enjoying that. But I think my favourite one. I mean, I love Zelda and I love Mario Odyssey, but I think the one that has kind of stuck with me a bit is the Mario Rabbids game.
Oh man, I was surprised you were going to say that, but I played that on the weekend against James, and yeah, I'm quite invested in that now. I'm quite
Yeah.
enjoying that. So, bit strange
Yeah, I
that the
really like that.
multiplayer's local only, but it's still interesting. So
Yes,
cool.
yes. And you can now do versus on it. I haven't yet tried that, but apparently it's very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, so that's what we did on the weekend. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really good mode actually. If it's worth a go if you get a few people together to play. So,
Yeah.
nice. And a
Good.
quick shout out to Pippa as well, your daughter, because she's a fantastic arms player. I think I lost so many times every time I played her on arms. So.
Yes, she's pretty good at Splatoon as well.
Okay.
She's so much. I would say 2 years ago, I would beat her at any game that we played.
Okay.
But over the last sort of year, she now beats me. And I think for the last 6 months at least, I've not been able to beat her at anything.
I think we had something like 10 matches on arms at the Portsmouth event, and I think
Yes.
she won 9 out of 10 of them. I think. So,
Yeah, she certainly got good.
yeah, Twin Tail Pro. So
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, man. Thank you very much for your time. And
That's all right. Thank you.
I'm glad you had a great time, and I'm sure there'll be many more in the future.
Yes, and yeah, everyone, if you enjoy creating things, then definitely get Labo.
Get Labo. Cool. So thanks very much, Ant, there from Basingstoke Nintendo Players Group. It's really appreciate you coming on and giving us that sort of talk on Nintendo Labo. I just sort of wanted to gather our thoughts on it so far, Sam. I don't know what you've seen of the Nintendo Labo video and what you sort of thought when you first reacted.
I've seen a couple of the packs, like some of the more obvious, prominent ones. So, like, obviously, there's the piano, the motorbike, there's the fishing rod one, there's the house. I haven't seen much of the house, so I'm a bit confused by that. But
yeah, like Ant was saying, basically it goes. You have a little creature within this house, like a Tamagotchi kind of like character, and insert parts into the house to make different things happen. So, for instance, you can plug in a square block and it turns into like a water pump.
Oh my god!
So you can fill the whole room with water on the screen.
That sounds interesting.
And depending what items you put into the house, different things happen and things like that. So it's quite an interesting idea with that one. I don't know how, like I said in the talk with Ant there, I'm not too sure how in depth the actual thing is of looking after this creature, but hopefully we can see in the future what they can add to it, kind of thing. I think what I've gathered so far from Ant's talk there was a lot of the games themselves are actually quite short, but the in-depthness of being able to remix and reprogram some of the features of one game into another is a really interesting feature that wasn't really looked at the start. I'm particularly interested in this one-man band idea with the robot. I don't know how that's going to work going forward, but it's one of those sort of things. It's an incredibly interesting idea, and it's perfect for the creative people. But after that, is there much more left of it? Will you go back to it? It's one of those.
I wonder what the longevity of this is. Plus, like. And I mean it in the nicest way. It's cardboard. How long is it going to last? And in certain hands, does it last longer, or does it just kind of fall to bits? I suppose if you think about it, though, the things that get made for games, consoles, and then they just kind of lose it anyway, and they just end up in the drawer and whatnot.
Yeah.
I guess in a sense, it's like, well, it would probably cost less to make this, and in retrospect, like, at least it's something that can actually kind of be like recycled properly.
Yes, this is true.
So from a like an environmental aspect, and that's probably not what I really just want to our listeners are going to hear me talk about, but from that perspective, at least it's good sort of from an environmental aspect. So
I think a lot of it is recycled card that they're using as well, from what I've heard. But I can't really confirm or deny that. But I think the problem is that how much card is going to be used when lots of people buy it. I think a lot of environmental issues were mentioned when it first arrived. But it just looks really fun, and I can see a lot of kids really enjoying this. From the photos from the Nintendo's event, every single kid on those photos was just beaming with a smiling face while putting together a bit of cardboard. It's just crazy. So I'm really like, now I had to talk with Ant, I think I really do want to pick it up and give it a go.
I like the fact you could just colour it in, and it's like a bit more
you can customise
personal.
it however you want, basically, which is a nice feature to it, definitely.
I think that's a really good idea by them.
And I've seen quite a few of the designs that were at the event, and there's some interesting use of fire, shall we say, in not as in actual fire, as in like drawn on fire flames on like motorbikes and things like that. It's really weird. So I just hope there's a bit more depth to it. What I was sort of wishing for was there's the motorbike game in it where you basically have a little motorbike steering wheel like thing, and the console goes in with it. It's got a time trial mode on it where you can sort of go around this whatever random track you've got, and I would just wish that was a bit sort of multiplayer aspect there somewhere. If that would add a bit more to it, kind of thing. The fact you could build your own tracks using this special gun thing, and it's got an interesting aspect to it. But I just think if that was a multiplayer game, it might work a bit better. Even if it was just local multiplayer, I think that'd be an interesting idea.
Yeah, I guess there's limitations to this as well.
True. But if the Switch itself can have up to 8 players on one console, why can't they have a game like this as one of those like multiplayer games? That's why. I know, like I said, the games are very basic, but let's see how it runs later on, I guess. But there's lots of interesting ideas. I'm looking forward to giving it a go, picking it up. I'm now going to pick it up because it just every time I see more of it, it looks more and more interesting. And the basic programming parts and recordable parts on the piano, it looks really interesting. So, are you a day one purchaser of this, Sam, or is it going to be a
of Labo? I think I'll probably give it a little while. Then maybe, I don't know. I think I need to have a hands-on go first before I'm really sold.
Yeah. I think the same really, but I just think it's such a clever idea. It definitely deserves to be out there and being sold to many fans out there. So cool. So we basically predicted a Nintendo Direct in our last episode before it was even announced.
Yep.
And firstly, kudos to us though, Sam, because we absolutely hammered it and predicted a DK game coming to the Switch.
I know. Hilarious, isn't it?
Even if it is a port of Tropical Freeze, it does have extra features added to it.
Yeah.
Which is, how could we predict that?
I literally was crying with laughter. I can't believe I called flipping motion control stuff, and then Labo was announced, and oh my flipping god!
Yeah, it's really gone for it, isn't it?
Oh,
so
scary.
If you missed it last month, this is we sort of just do a quick update of what happened in the Nintendo Direct Mini from last month. Because we literally haven't had the chance to podcast or talk about it at all since then, despite the fact we called most of it anyway.
For shame on us.
Yeah. So I thought I'd just go through with you, Sam, and see, because you've not actually seen much of it yet, have you? You've not seen much of the actual Direct Mini.
I'm terrible.
Terrible. So we go through quickly with every little bit that was mentioned, and we'll sort of talk about it here and see if there's anything else which we can think about why it's happened, why these games have appeared. So the first game that was announced was The World Ends With You Remixed, which is an old Nintendo DS game, I believe.
The World Ends With You, I believe, if I remember rightly, is it's a Square Enix game, and it's basically about these kids that I think they have to complete a task or a mission, and if they don't, they disappear and get erased from existence.
Oh, okay.
It's quite an unusual one. I heard it was really good. Kind of a nice sort of like spin-off from the Kingdom Hearts things. But it looks interesting. It looks really good. It does
seem sort of Kingdom Hearts, on the Game Boy Advance games. It does sort of seem like that in the battle display kind of thing. You're in like a 2D arena kind of thing against one guy.
Yeah.
And it's the best way I could sort of describe it, really. It's sort of very Kingdom Hearts-like. You've got to sort of press certain buttons at certain times to do certain attacks and things like that. But yeah, it seems kind of interesting art style-wise, and it's nice to have a remixed DS game coming to the Switch, which is really, really odd. But how that works, I don't know. But yeah, it seems pretty cool. Hopefully we'll see a bit more of it. It's available this year, so hopefully we'll see that by the end of the year. Who knows? Second announcement that was mentioned was the new Pokemon added to Pokken Tournament DX DLC.
Yes, Aegislash, the shield sword
included. Yes.
Yes.
Which is the guy from what's the Kalos region? Is that Gen 6?
I think it's Gen 6.
Gen 6, I believe. So he's from Gen 6, which is like Kalos area, and he's got some interesting attack moves in Pokken Tournament DX. Literally is like basically just a sword and shield, and with that they've also got some new support Pokemon.
They have Mega Rayquaza
and Mimikyu.
Yes.
Also Mew and Celebi are coming as well very soon, and there's also an extra character to play as
Blastoise.
Oh,
so cool.
Yeah, we can finally do that Charizard versus Blastoise match we all wanted,
Yes, I think they've made a very smart move. I don't know how that will control, but that'd be interesting.
You would have thought he would have been quite a slow character, I guess, but heavy power, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, Charizard's kind of heavy power Pokemon.
Yeah, Aegislash will be added first to the first DLC pack, and the second DLC pack will include Blastoise. So That will be coming before the end of the year, they've said. So,
all right, nice.
In two packs, which is nice.
Yes.
Okay, so next one we got Kirby Star Allies, a Kirby game.
Kirby, it's
Kirby
like
Star Ally.
it's like Kirby's Fun Pack. It's like
Fun
proper
Pack.
actual games. That was on the Super Nintendo. It was like loads of Kirby side-scrolling like platformy games. So, I think people have been waiting for this. This looks absolutely amazing.
There's lots of new like friend abilities and things they've added, so you can
Yeah,
team up
team
with,
attacks. You can
team up with someone. So player 2 can be one of the other characters that Kirby sucks up.
Yeah, you can mix abilities. It looks amazing, and the graphics are beautiful.
Yeah, it's got that sort of Yoshi Woolly World sort of look to it. I know there was a Kirby game that was similar. But yeah, there's some other characters been added as bosses. I know Meta Knight has been one of the ones that are in there, and some other like Ice Queenie characters, kind of weird things. But yeah, it looks very nice, and it's always good to get a new Kirby game, which is be available next month, 16th of March. So
not long.
Not long away. And there's also a demo available now on the 3DS for Battle Royale. So if you're interested in that, go download that. So next we have Hyrule Warriors, the Ultimate version, coming to Nintendo Switch.
I'm guessing this is a mix
Hyrule-
of both 3DS and Wii U versions, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's like a definitive edition, so it's literally got all the characters and all the DLC from both those games,
Makes sense. Yeah.
all into the Switch version. I don't know if there's anything else added other than that, because to be fair, there is a lot in that game in terms of characters and abilities and things to unlock, and you could be there for a while. But
Oh boy.
there's something like 35 characters, I believe, in that game.
God. It's hard
but the-
enough trying to level them up.
But the interesting part of this is the 2-player split screen. It does work on the Switch.
Ooh,
So you can
now,
play-
how will the frame rate hold up? That's my
Well,
question.
this is a good question. I mean, they've not really shown a lot of it, if I'm honest. From what I see, it's definitely a lower look, slightly lower in terms of character models. They look a little bit more pixely. But I think it will still work quite well on the big screen kind of thing rather than on the little screen. I'm not so sure, but it's a nice feature that they've sort of added into it so that you can get 2 players playing. I know they did it on the Wii U between one person can watch it on the TV and one person can watch it on the gamepad. But I don't believe it worked in the 3DS. Don't quote me. I'm not sure.
Don't think so. Not that I remember.
So if you are interested in a multiplayer experience for 2 players, just hack and slash, go and kill all the things with, and you like Zelda games, definitely a game to pick up if you've never played it, I think.
Yep. Well, I remember playing on the Wii U. I really enjoyed it, actually. Just gets a bit grindy, but if
Well,
it's
this
when
was
in
the thing,
the
'cause
time...
I was a little bit annoyed when I first saw it because I thought, well, does that mean we have to buy all the DLC again? Because there was a lot of DLC packs for that game. But I bought all of them on the Wii U for a special price altogether near the end of the Wii U's life cycle. But I really enjoyed the game though, and really do recommend it. But it's just I was a little bit annoyed that would I have to buy the DLC packs again? But no, apparently all of the DLC packs are included in the one purchase of the game, and I believe a physical edition is rumoured to be coming to the Switch as well. So if you're into your physical games, I think you're definitely worth picking this one up for your collection. So
Sweet.
yeah, but so far it looks like Hyrule Warriors on the Switch will come in spring 2018. So no definitive date, but still pretty early on. So cool. Next game, Mario Tennis Aces serves up a story. Okay,
I'm going to do my Aaron impression now. Oh, more tennis.
Yeah. So it's basically another port of the Wii U version, I believe, with Aces being a little bit of an extra thing. This video is really weird that they added though, because it shows Waluigi with hair.
Yeah.
Like from the top of his head, like he doesn't wear a proper hat, and neither does Wario. And it just, I don't know why, it just looks odd.
Yeah, because we're always
see the
meant to see
characters
them with a hat on. But
yeah, But what is new in this mode is there is a story mode that's been added with extra bosses and things to take on. Like Petty Piranha is one of the characters you can take on in a tennis match, which is odd, but you know, something different, I guess. That'll be available in the spring as well. So, yay, tennis! Everyone loves tennis. Yeah.
More tennis.
I'll tell you as I know.
Oh god. Well, we'll see how it goes. But I am getting a bit like, oh, it's getting all samey. But we'll see how it goes.
I'm not sure if this was in Europe or not because I can't remember it. But yes, this really odd named game, which is YS8, YS8.
Yes, 8 times.
Lacrimosa of Dana.
Lacrimosa of Dana.
That's it. From what I've heard, this is quite a popular series in Japan, and it's interesting because it's very Monster Hunter like.
Yeah, it does look fairly Monster Hunter-ish. Although the problem is like if this is a big series and we're only seeing this for the first time, it's on the 8th one already.
Yeah. I mean, it worked for Final Fantasy VII, I guess, and things for people who had not played that before. But it does look kind of interesting. It's got some like special moves on it that you wouldn't have featured on games like Monster Hunter, I suppose, as much. It does look kind of fun. So, you know, maybe we'll have a sort of idea of that one later on. It's not going to be available till the summer. But yeah, apparently it's quite a popular series in Japan, and it's well worth a look from what I've heard. So, yeah, cool.
It does look interesting. The graphics are nice as well. Very reminiscent of the Tales of series.
Absolutely, yeah. Super Mario Odyssey has got
free
a free
update.
update.
Find Luigi
Yay.
and balloons.
A free update is coming.
Yeah, so firstly, Easter egg. Have you noticed the Easter egg in this video so far, Sam?
No.
What colour are Luigi's balloons?
Oh, they're red, blue, and yellow.
Yes.
This is that.
And he's green.
No, I can't. I'm trying to think what it is. Why does it remind me of?
SNES controller.
Oh, god damn it. Really?
Luigi is literally a SNES controller with those balloons.
Is it in that order, though? The way they show it?
Yeah, Luigi is the green, with the yellows normally down the bottom, blues at the top, reds at the right.
Yeah, that's what I meant, the placement. Sorry, I should have been more
It's
specific.
literally exactly the same as a SNES one. So, it's like a multiplayer mode where you sort of go hide a balloon and then your friend has to go find the balloon with the next second attempt. So, it's odd. It's odd. It's already on the console, so if you've not given it a go yet, give it a go on there.
There's some new costumes as well, isn't there?
Yes, there's some new costumes.
Sunshine Mario, the Hawaiian shirt, which was a thing you could get in Super Mario Sunshine. There's the musician's hat and outfit.
I believe you got that when you completed the game, if I'm correct. I don't know.
You had to get a certain amount of shine sprites, I think.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And there's a knight's outfit as well.
Yeah, which looks really cool.
Weird.
Which is it's odd, but yeah, I guess. Oh, the musician hat as well, which is another thing. And there's new frames for the snapshot mode. So if you've been enjoying creating different pictures,
if you're a selfie fanatic, then
yeah, you're gonna love that.
There's
new
even
filters.
More.
Yeah, I think there's 4 new ones, I believe, altogether, but maybe some more to come in the future. So cool. That's Mario Odyssey.
Face off in SNK Heroines, tag team frenzy. Interesting.
Yeah. I'm not really sure either, if I'm honest.
I'm guessing Matt would kind of like this, since it's very.
It's a very Matt game, yes. It's a 2D beat 'em up game. It's like Street Fighter-esque.
All those pretty ladies beating up on each other.
Pretty ladies with very Japanesey looking figures, shall we say. So, um,
Good
there's
lord.
yeah, it's definitely a Mac game, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, let's just
You can give your characters bunny ears. There we go.
let's eagerly slide along to the next.
That's how Weibo it is. Let's move on, shall we? Okay.
Well, we've already kind of talked on this bit, haven't we?
Yeah,
Mario
we
plus
mentioned
Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
we mentioned DK coming to Mario Rabbids King Battle. Yay! We'll go bananas over this one. So we will. Yeah, he looks pretty cool though. In the nice little video they showed off to show that he's coming, and he's like basically throws a rabbit away. So I don't know if that's going to be one of his abilities in the game, is to throw characters into different areas. And he's got a boomerang banana as well, which is also very fun. So
Damn.
yay, boomerang banana, yay!
He's the best member of this Mario crew.
Yeah, oh god, he's doing the rap. Oh my god.
Oh god. Payday 2 characters premiering on Nintendo Switch.
Yes. So there's a new character not featured before, exclusively on Nintendo Switch. I believe Payday 2's out already.
It's been out for ages, as a game in general, but
on the Switch now as well. It's been out since December, I believe. So if you've not picked it up yet, maybe this is a thing to make you interested.
Quite an interesting game. Really makes you think outside the box. I've had a good old play of it with some friends before, but I mean, this would be interesting, I think.
It's basically just like a new skin of the fact that you're wearing a mask which changes colours and things as you go through the.
It's like an emoji robot type face, isn't it?
Oh, it's only been available since February. Sorry, so I got that completely wrong. My bad.
End of February, I think it is, according to this. Looks
cool.
Nice.
Here's an interesting one though. That's just coming up our next selection. Two new games, two new indie games. Well, I say indie. The first one's Fe, F-E. Not F-E as in Fire Emblem. We're talking.
I think it's F-E as in.
I think it's literally pronounced Fe.
Yeah.
And you basically this little critter character like dude, and you walk around in this really weird, colourful world. It's basically like a monochrome sort of world.
Yeah, it looks interesting. Really good, actually.
I don't know how much more is to it though. There's lots of talking to other characters to solve puzzles and things. It looks stunning, and on the Switch, well, I've seen it running on the Switch. It does look absolutely amazing, but I just didn't think the gameplay was quite all there with what I've seen so far. But I'm hoping I'm completely wrong and it's actually a really good game to play. But I'm just not so sure about it at the moment. Yeah. Might be worth a look. Check out the videos, see what you think. It's out now, Fee, so give it a go.
4 days ago, I believe.
Yes,
as of this recording, anyway.
From Zoink Games as well, which they've got some interesting games coming in the future, and it's also EA original covered, so they published it. So,
all right,
yeah, which is another EA game on the Switch, which is interesting. Next game is Celeste. I've not really picked this up, but I know a lot of people who have.
It looks kind of like Super Meat Boy, but with a little bit more. In a way,
yeah, it's like Super Meat Boy
to it.
Puzzle sort of game, but apparently it's got quite a hefty story to it. And apparently that's what keeps you going in the game, despite the fact it's just been a basic 2D puzzle platformer sort of game. But apparently there's a lot to the story, and people really want to play it. There's a lot of different themes that people have not really invested in games before. There's a lot about depression and fighting depression, and it's a real interesting look at something like that. But it's from what I've heard from lots of other people, including Nintendo Village, which I'll mention in the shout-outs later on. Really, really good, solid gameplay and an excellent story. So it's probably worth a pick up. It's pretty cheap on the store as well, I believe. So it's worth having a look. So Celeste on the Nintendo Switch. And next we have the one we basically predicted all the way through.
Yes, the DK game, the port of Tropical Freeze.
Yes, absolutely.
With the addition of Funky Kong?
Funky mode. There's a funky mode.
Kong.
Yeah,
he was my favourite DK member.
He was in Mario Kart Wii as well, wasn't he? As an unlockable character, I believe.
Yeah, he was.
So yeah,
It was so
if you don't
cool.
know who he is. But yeah, he's got like a surfboard thing that he can hover on, and yeah, it looks really odd. But it's nice to have another new character to play as in the game, and
Yeah, it keeps it fresh.
still very odd. So I don't really remember much of Funky Kong. I don't know where he's sort of originally from. That's what I don't really know.
No one knows. He's shrouded in mystery.
Was he on the DK64 game? I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'll have to
Can't remember.
That. Not sure. Was he one of the original, the DK crew? I don't know.
Anyway. He was, I think.
Cool. But Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, I've been told, is available May 4th. It's a little bit of a wait yet. But from what I've been told, it's an excellent like platformer anyway, and the music in it is stunning. So if you're into like your game and music, it's well worth giving the soundtrack a listen to. Have a quick check online on YouTube, see if you can find it. But yeah, it's really, really fun, really nice. So maybe I'll add some of that near the end of this podcast. Who knows?
Yes.
And the last and final announcement was an interesting one. Dark Souls remastered coming to the Nintendo Switch.
This will be interesting, especially where it's such an intense and difficult game. I think it will bring a good amount of like a more of a different audience to the Switch, because Nintendo is seen as quite a light-hearted, family-orientated thing, whereas this is really proper, like going into it, it's really tactical and hard, and you get punished for just mucking up. Basically,
if you press one button wrong, you're pretty much dead. And most of what I know of Dark Souls, so
yep,
it's one of those. It's a very punishing game, but I've heard it's an interesting game to take on, and difficulty is always its greatest asset from what I've heard.
Yeah, I've played 3 and I enjoyed that, even for something that drove me absolutely insane. But it's a good game. It's very good, and this will be the remastered version of 1, so really nice looking, nice and crisp, and ready for a new console era, so we'll hopefully see some good stuff of this.
It's the Dark Souls of Dark Souls remastered.
Oh my god, it was looking good. I can see
so many memes out of this. It's unbelievable. So that's pretty much covered everything that was in the Direct Mini, which was a nice surprise, which everyone pretty much knew about anyway, from the sounds of it. But there were definitely some things in there which we didn't expect. Overall, nice to see. I hope there's a bigger Direct coming soon, so we can give us a bit more info what's coming over the summer. If there's anything else like to look forward to other than what's been mentioned. I think the only problem we sort of get in now, which was always going to be the thing, was the amount of ports that come to the Switch rather than actual new games.
Yeah.
Because from that list, the only new game from Nintendo is Kirby.
Yeah, I know. I hope they'll keep in line with like they did start talking about like new games and bringing out a new one not each month, but most months. And otherwise, it's going to slow down and people are going to become disinterested. And
we always knew it was going to happen because the Wii U was it was a great console and had some great games on it, but just no one played them. That's the problem. The sales just fell so flat for the Wii U that no one was interested in it. But
yeah,
it's frustrating. But you can understand why they're now trying to port as many of those games as they can onto the Switch, because it is a new experience for a lot of people who haven't played these games. And it's a lot easier to port a game onto that console than it is to create a whole brand new game, and you could do that a lot quicker, I suppose. Which is why we're always going to get the first year or so of these reported rehashed games, and it is only just coming up to the first year of the Switch now. So this is where I'm like, I don't mind it so much. I'm happy that there's games coming, but I just want to see something new in the next couple of months to say this is the real reason why you want to buy this console. This big new game.
Perhaps Nintendo got something hidden up their sleeve. They're not telling us.
Well, Metroid Prime is the big one that I know more information about. The Metroid Prime 4.
I wouldn't blame you.
other than that, there's nothing that's really holding my interest at the moment. I think it's the problem. There's a lot of excellent like indie titles on the Switch now, and I highly recommend people check out as many as possible because there are some real high quality games on the console's eShop. But I'm just like, what's the next big game that we all really want to have? We've had Zelda, we've had Mario Kart, and Splatoon been excellent this year, and ARMS as well, things like that. But
yeah,
what's next? We just need that big game, don't we? I think.
Yeah, fingers crossed. There's
a lot here to keep us interested for a while, but I think we do need something new very soonish, maybe summer or just after the summer. But we'll see. I'm hopeful. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to enjoy playing some of these games again. I'm absolutely. I don't know if you were really interested in picking up again, Sam, or if you want to play.
At the moment, I'm happy. Bayonetta will keep me busy for quite some time, I think. So we'll have to see. I think I'm going to keep my eyes peeled at the moment for now, and I think like you, I want something new, something different.
I think I might pick up the Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze when it comes out, and I think I'm going to pick up Celeste as well because I've heard that's a really good game overall. But out of the rest of these games, I think I've played a lot of them before, and Kirby, I'm not really into the Kirby series as much as some other people are.
Kirby, maybe. I'm probably going to say maybe at least, because
to be fair, from the videos I've seen, I'm impressed by it, but I just don't think it's for me, kind of thing. You know, maybe if I can get a co-op on the go yourself or something, maybe Sam.
Yeah, me or
it,
you, or Matt could probably get in on this and probably have a good co-op going.
Yeah, why not? That'd be amazing. Cool. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think that leaves it for our massive discussion section, which wasn't supposed to be this massive, but okay. So we'll move on to our final section and go from here. Let's go to the shout-outs. We're at the shout-out section. Oh my god, we've been talking for so long. My voice is slowly dying on me because I've been ill the last couple of days, but it's
same.
Cool. We'll be fine. Same. We're going to fly through as much as possible, as quick as possible. Sam, do you have any shout-outs you can speak of now? Or?
Yes, one quick mention as well. Probably the first shout-out goes to the lovely Helena Taylor. Because weren't we lucky? We had our questions. We'll probably be more specific quickly. There was a post about a interview with the voice of Bayonetta, Helena Taylor, and people got to ask questions. And myself and Jack were very lucky and got our questions asked to the lovely Helena Taylor. I
feel really embarrassed about my question, if I'm honest.
So was that. You should have heard mine. You could probably go find it if you look for it. But Faz asked the question, and she almost sounded a bit confused. And I'm like, oh god, have I been a bit too fandom based?
Yeah. That was half the problem because she is a voice actress and actress herself on the theatre and things by trade, and a lot of the questions were sort of around Bayonetta in the game rather than the voice actress. So it was maybe some of the questions asked in the actual post originally weren't quite what she was after, maybe, and it was a little bit odd. But it was still nice enough that we had the questions asked to her, and I wanted to just give a shout out, thank you to Faz from Nintendo. Basically, he's part of the Nintendo UK players group. He does all the videos for the highlight videos you see. He edits all them and puts them on the YouTube channel. So big shout out to Faz. Good job, man. We loved the interview. even though you must have been bricking it at the time. So
Yeah, poor guy.
I hope you really enjoyed it as well.
Tad nervous.
And you've got an open invite here, Faz. If you want to come on the podcast anytime, you're always welcome. So
yeah, definitely.
It'd be cool to have you on. Yeah, so thank you, Helena Taylor, the Bayonetta lady. Very nice to get involved and answer some questions to the community, even if it was just us two. So, yeah, cool. But that was thanks to Nintendo UK. So check out them on Twitter, Facebook, and all that. And also Nintendo Players UK, of course, which is also same on their Facebook and Twitter, and also websites. So you can find out your own communities in your own areas. So, any other shout-outs, Sam?
I'm gonna do my shout-out again for M1, amazing musician.
Yes.
He's recently just posted a new Game Grumps remix of the Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh god, that's just so funny to watch.
It's flipping hilarious.
That game is so freaky and clever at the same time, but oh my god, I don't want to play it. So
it was funny. It's when Aaron read the poem about I'll be your beach, as in the ocean beach sand thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's funny. Please go watch it. It's brilliant. He's done such an amazing job, and he's worked so hard on it. And yeah, so big shout out to him, because like,
Sam, please leave me links to this guy, because I couldn't remember it last time and couldn't find it anywhere on the internet. Thank you.
Damn it, I will find it. Yeah, Jack will hopefully post the links to M1. Embarrassed he didn't mention it last time.
Sorry, my bad.
Anyway, with that, that's my shout outs. So Jack,
Cool.
What are your shout outs?
I've got two. Again, I'm going to shout out to Modcast, who's the podcast who is sponsoring us this week. Basically, video game news, esports, a new podcast, and he seems to be going well so far. There's 5 or 6 episodes already on iTunes already. Not sure if you'll be able to download it in other places. I will find out, and I'll leave information in the description, as mentioned in the start of the podcast. But yeah, thank you very much to the Modcast crew for sponsoring the podcast. Very nice of you. My other shout outs this week. Nintendo Village. I don't know if you've seen Nintendo Village so far, Sam.
No, I haven't.
So
please enlighten me and our many listeners.
So basically, a Nintendo Village is a collaboration project by Gary the Cooper with many of his other friends who, if I just get the website up here before I forget everyone else's names and feel really embarrassed. Wait, let me find it. So, why can't they Nintendo Village on Twitter? At Village Nintendo on Twitter. And basically, they are a collaborative of many fantastic podcasters and video game players on the on YouTube, on Twitch and things like that, mainly all based on Nintendo. They've got a small community of people. There's about 6 or 7 of them all together now combined to make this new website, which is nintendovillage.com. The nintendovillage.com, sorry.
The Nintendo
Village, yes. So if you go on that right now, you'll see a big nice little sign of all the areas and shows that are all involved. They've got reviews. They've got a Celeste review with from Phil Myth. And there's all sorts of other reviews and little projects and things they're on. There's going to be some podcasts in the future. I've already put my hat in the ring to Gary to say I'm always interested to support what they're doing. There's also a team from Switch Talk, Phil Myth Gaming, Topic Nintendo, and there's other shows all getting involved. So I'm hoping we can sort of help out where we can. Mouse Bites is one of the others that are involved as well. So an interesting lineup so far, and they've done some really good reviews and articles on their YouTube channel. So definitely worth a look on there. So it's all Nintendo Village on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So please check it out. And I think that's it for my shout-outs, really. I just want those two guys who, really appreciate the support they've been giving the last couple of weeks. Gary's been fantastic. Like Gary the Cooper, and he was one of the lucky ones that managed to go to Nintendo Labo event as well. And there's pictures of him with his little robot design on the Nintendo Village page. And he also did a podcast with Nintendo Dads talking all about it as well. So if you want more information on Nintendo Labo, check out the Nintendo Dads podcast. They've got a fantastic interview there with the guys from Nintendo Village. So yeah, get going. Check it out.
Do it. Do it now. What are you doing? Go do it.
Do it. So for absent friends, Ace Gibbo, go check him out on Twitter. I keep trying to tell him to go on Facebook, but he hasn't made Facebook
Ace
yet.
Gibbo
On Twitter?
On Twitter, yes.
And while you're there on Ace Gibbo's Twitter, so can you send him a message, typey, saying, Matt, where are you?
Get back on this podcast right now.
As many people who listen as possible, go and do that right now if you've got a Twitter account, and we'll just hopefully it keeps getting loads of messages forever. So whenever someone listens to this episode, he'll just get like literally comments forever, and it'll be amazing. So please. So cheers, Matt, love you. Sam, where can people find you?
People can find me on Twitter at samspade_UK. You could still find all my old videos from when I did the gaming stuff on Sam Spade Gaming, and there's also the Twitter as well.
Sweet. You can find me at Gorney7789 on Twitter and Facebook, and on YouTube. YouTube is still crazy as at the moment, and I've been trying to upload at least 2 videos a week. I've got a new schedule at the moment where I've got Sonic Mania every Monday, Freedom Planet every Friday, which is so fun to play again. I love that game so much. And in between, I will just try and fit in whatever video I fancy for the week. Maybe some Final Fantasy VII will be returning soonish. I'm looking at doing Stardew Valley, which I've got.
Yeah, Stardew
which
Valley.
I've got obsessed with on the Switch. I keep playing that, so I'm going to go back to the PC version, start a new game, and show it off to as many people as I can.
Nice.
And also, so also with that, I might be looking at some other videos in between where I can fill the gaps, and maybe some vlogs and blogs again, because that seemed to go really well last week. Lots of people there's about 65 views so far on the vlog, and I was quite pleased with that. I think that was quite a decent number, and I actually quite enjoyed doing it. It's just weird just talking to yourself on a screen the whole time, but I did get a lot of interaction from it, so it might be something I'll do a bit more often in the future. Maybe I'll leave a few on the Nintendo podcast YouTube channel as well, so we can sort of talk about what's going on quickly in the week or something like that. Maybe I've asked Matt and Sam about trying to do little mini recordings as well. Maybe if they want to do their own, if you wanted to do your own, Sam, maybe little recordings, then we can add it into the YouTube channel and keep things flowing, because it still seems to be, we still get lots of interest on our episodes, but because we do them so sparsely, it's quite difficult keeping people interested. But
yeah,
it's nice that we've got a few more subscribers in the last couple of weeks on the YouTube channel, and there seems to be a few more subscribers on the iTunes as well. If you are on iTunes, please leave us a review saying how great the podcast is, or even if you don't like the podcast, leave us a review and we'll hopefully improve from there.
Yes, the feedback is good.
With all that said, our next episode will be our 50th episode, and also hopefully if we get our timings right and recorded on time, it will be our 3-year anniversary in March. And also, on top of that, the 1-year anniversary of the Nintendo Switch. So,
oh my god,
we're going to have such a big episode for the next episode planned. I just don't know how we're going to do it, but we'll work something out, won't we, Sam? Hopefully.
Yeah, we shall try and figure something out, and we'll have to drag Matt by the ankles to a recording.
We'll have to just shove his face into the microphone to talk. So
Please.
Wow. Please. So that's at askibbo and says, where are you? Stuff like that. Cool. Thanks, guys. So, as that's it, I think we'll wrap it up there. What's music's going to be playing at the end, Sam? What do you fancy?
I fancy some Bayonetta, perhaps some, as the title is so eloquently put, let's dance, boys. Great way to finish it off.
Okay, let's dance. We should be playing around about nowish. Thanks very much, everyone, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thanks again from Ant from Basingstoke for coming on. It's been really good to have a chat with you. Thanks, Sam, and thanks from me. And with that, we'll leave it at happy gaming.
Happy gaming.
Bye.
God damn it.
Matt likes Weibo games. He'll definitely like that like Japanesey one. That fighting one. Love you, Matt.
Platypus looks cute. If it
Platypus
evolves into
looks
something
cute.
cool. It's not going to be a freaking, what is it, a seal fairy thing. God, that was awful.
It could be.
Water platypus. Platypus. There we go. Right, and then we have pictures. Right, 1 second. Get out of the way. Post image. Not that. Pokemon League.
50 episodes, though. 50. Oh, my God.
I know. Crazy, isn't it? Right.
How have I put up with this for so long?
Oi!
They do look very cute.
They do look awesome.
News.
Next section.
That was amazing.
I love doing the voices.
Literally straight in like that. Bow. You're in.
Now.